Oh, you're right. I was going to make a statement. Mister, I know we're doing Fun Day, but you were responding. You were going to say about James Abrez and South Dakota being represented by Arab Dem for a decade in the 70s, and now we suck and have Christy fucking Numb chatter distracted you. Yeah. I say this all the time. I said this at the DSA meetings too. If you remember, DSA National Convention took place in Chicago. I was there. There were a lot of delegates that came from all around the country in DSA chapters, all around the nation, right? Arkansas, Ohio, everywhere. And the thing is, a lot of these areas, a lot of these rural areas are deep red, not as a consequence of the political desires of the overwhelming majority or whatever, even though there are plenty of shitheads in these places. Shitheads that could still be convinced, mind you. But it's because the Democrats have completely stopped funding any initiatives in these areas whatsoever. They just see it as a lost cause. They see it as impossible to break through. That's it. And I think for that very reason, these areas are ripe. These areas are ripe for the picking. I think like with a decent door knocking operation and like a somewhat charismatic figure that advocates for policies that directly improve the living conditions of people in these rural areas, I think that you could really push for a solid progressive base from the countryside. Like him, hate him, you can get mad at him over Israel, but like Bernie Sanders kind of shows that reality. This whole thing with the Fight the Oligarchy tour is proof in the pudding. It's not just places like New York City that are desperate for a fighter that is dynamic like Zoran, a left candidate like Zoran. It's not even necessarily that Zoran is a socialist that he won the New York City Democratic primary, because that moniker is not seen as a benefit. It's not beneficial at all. It's beneficial here in this community, but we are marginal. Okay? We're inconsequential in the grand scheme of things. In American politics, we are far more inconsequential than Nazis are, I would say, because Nazis make their way into the top of the Republican Party because the Nazis are aligned with Republican politics in general. They might have disagreements on certain issues, but overall they're like completely aligned on the broader swaths of policy, whereas socialists and the left are unfortunately only aligned with the Democratic base, but the Democratic politicians themselves are not aligned with actual implementation of progressive politics. So that's the reason why I always say, like, just, advocate for good things, advocate for policies in an earnest way, and you will be able to organize no matter where you go. Bernie went to West Virginia towns that no one has ever heard of to talk to people who 2 years ago would just wish death upon him for all his faults. He's one of the only national politicians talking to and about real people. Yeah, I agree. Do you have any worries about Zoran switching up and caving the neolib politics? I mean, that's always a potential. There's always a potential for that. I don't think it's going to happen. I hope it doesn't happen. But you just gotta wait and see. That's it.